And good luck. Time now for our first guest, who's no stranger to playing controversial characters, both in Channel 4's Shameless and Hollyoaks alike. He's also starred alongside our very own Denise Welsh in BBC One's Waterloo Road. Now, though, he's turned up in the jails as Jackson Walsh, and it looks like romance is blossoming as he helps Aaron come to terms with his sexuality.
Your boyfriend? Is it worth it?
If you hit him, you go to jail.
Yeah, I don't care.
But if I hit him, it's just a caution, innit? Oh, with it being first offence and everything.
Yeah, I think we could do some right damage.
What are you going to do now, eh, sweetheart?
Get off me, you sicko! Cheers.
No worries.
So why did you come and help me? I mean, we both know there's me head kicked in.
It just didn't look like a fair fight, did it? Right, I'm going to be all right leaving you alone here, aren't I? You're not going to need my help anymore.
Well, I'll shout you if I do.
All right.
Please welcome Marc Silcock. So how pertinent is that to the whole storyline that you're working on at the moment? Because that's sort of when Jackson comes back, even though really he should be quite cross with Aaron, he steps in and becomes his mate.
Yeah, I think that's a moment basically where things start to thaw again between Jackson and Aaron. I think that's where Aaron realises that Jackson still has some feelings for him, really, coming and helping him in that situation. So I think that's at the cusp of the change of the situations between them both.
And for those who haven't seen it, how do the two of you actually get together? How do you meet?
We originally met just out in a gay bar a couple of months ago. It was on screen, but after this, the episode that comes out on Thursday, we end up just having a bit of chat in the Woolpack and talking about Aaron's past suicide bid, really. And I think that's a major point as well, and a major issue that brings them a bit closer together, understanding why he did it and how Aaron felt during that time as well.
This is a great storyline, I have to say, and I think you're brilliant doing it. But when you first went in, did you know that this was going to be your story? Had you any idea?
Basically, when I turned up, I was just told at the audition that the character would be a gay character and I'd be comfortable doing that, but I had no idea which way the storyline would go and how big the storyline would get, really, so no, I didn't know.
And how's been the reaction from the audience? How have they?
It's been fantastic. I mean, we've had a massive reaction. We've had people coming up and just saying they enjoy the characters and the story, and then we've had people coming up and saying they've been through the same things themselves, really. So it's been really good on both sides, people enjoying it and people relating to the characters as well.
Because it's not a stereotypical gay character, is it, that we've seen in lots of other programmes? This is something I think that people out there could really relate to.
Yeah, it just happens to be two normal people that are gay, really. There was no... Well, the producer told us from the very first day and from when the storyline started to be laid out that it wasn't going to be your stereotypical gay couple. It was just going to be two blokes.
And it looks like it's going to carry on for a bit, though, doesn't it? Because you've got...
Yeah, it
your
does.
mum's coming into it.
My mum's coming into it.
Well, his mum's coming into it, not your mum, but...
Pauline Quirk's coming in to play my mother Hazel, which should be fantastic. So I think she starts filming at the end of this month.
Yeah, so how long are you going to be in? Can you tell
At the
us,
moment, all I know is that I'm there until February, I believe, next year, which is nice, which will see me through a year. So anything after that will be a bonus.
And how important was it to both of you to get this right? Because you're both straight men playing gay characters. Was that difficult for the two of you?
To begin with, it was. I mean, we had the first kiss, which was just a sort of peck, really, after I'd only been at work for 4 days, which was a bit awkward, only knowing him for 4 days. Yeah, it was just a tad awkward, but...
in front of all those people.
We were filming outside in Leeds City Centre, and it was Paddy's Day. So we had a whole crowd of people queuing up, watching us kiss, and that was awkward, but... Since we got to know each other, basically we've just sat down and had a chat and talked through it. And
you've just got to get on with it,
We've just got to get on with it, but what we'd much rather just push aside our uncomfortable feelings, as it were, to make sure it looks right on screen, really, because we don't want to make
You don't want to make people uncomfortable watching it.
Yeah, I mean, it's uncomfortable enough having to watch two blokes kiss, but it's not something that we want to bring
How
to
are
the
your family?
forefront.
Kissing on telly is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I love it. How are your family? How are they reacting to this?
Fine, job's a job. If
Is
it wasn't here, I'd be at home on the couch. My mum would rather have me out working than sat at home, so she's happy as long as
And
I'm
what
at
about
the
your
house.
friends? Did they take like
They're
the mick
fine,
or-
they're all right. I mean, a lot of my friends I went to acting college with, so they're fine. They know it's a job. And
you left acting college to take the job in Emmerdale, didn't you?
yeah, I left Hollyoaks last September, and then about 2 days after I left there, I went to university to do film and media. I did the first term, and 2 days into my second term, I was offered the part at Emmerdale, so I was allowed to leave, and I've been working there ever since. It's been good.
And is it the kind of thing you'd like to get back into, or
yeah,
prefer
if
to
at
keep
any
working?
point, and hopefully the work will carry on, so hopefully I won't have to. But if work stops and I have the correct time for me to do that, then yeah, I'll go back to university easily.
And how about footy? Did you watch on Saturday?
Yeah.
Look at the eyes.
What's your take on it? Go on, tell us. Was it great? Was it good football?
Bit of a kick in the nads, that one, wasn't it? Not impressed with that.
Well, what did you think of Robert Greene's mistake, and how do you think that he should deal with it now?
There are mistakes that people can make, and you know, a goalkeeper's mistakes are highlighted a lot, but there are mistakes people can make. But at the end of the day, it wasn't a mistake that needed to be made. It was just him not doing his job properly, and I think that a new goalkeeper should be brought in. If you're in the real world, if you do your job poorly, you get the sack. So I think he should be sacked off.
And also, it's interesting you say that, because we did a straw poll of the crew here, because obviously we're all Minute Women, and most of the crew here are guys, and they disagree with you. They think that he should be given another chance. So who knows?
You can't just blame him. He made a great save then later on.
Yeah, he made a fantastic save later on.
Doing his job.
But he was doing his job, exactly. He was doing his job. He should have made that save
Mark,
to start
is it
with.
because they had a funny ball?
Is it with a funny ball?
Because
Yeah, I've heard they've got a funny
They've
ball.
got a new ball,
but
and
there
it's
is still
got
no
new.
excuse
They've
for
got
it.
new stitching and everything.
Well, not all the goalkeepers haven't been doing it.
I know. You don't want a little bit of needlepoint to get in the way, do you? Lovely to see you, Mark. Best of luck with your storyline on Emmerdale's. Marc Silcock, everyone. OK, time now for another break. While you let the cat out or make yourself a cup of tea, consider this. When it comes to food, does size matter? When it comes to food, we'll see you at 3. Welcome back to the fun house that is Loose Women, and alongside me, Andrew McLean, today are Colleen Nolan, Carol McGiffin and Sherry Hewson. Still to come, the man who you wouldn't dare serve lumpy mash to. It's Celebrity MasterChef judge John Turode. Now, talking of food, we know that there's soon to be cuts across the country. But one cut that we didn't expect to come out of Westminster were the cuts in the size of their roast beef dinners. One MP is so aggrieved he complained to the Palace of Westminster, saying, "RE, today's roast beef dinner, I received only 2 thin slices of beef instead of 3. He might not have done it in that voice, but I think that worked. So does
Hopefully didn't do it in that voice, Andrew.
No. So, Sherry, does portion size matter?
Well, I think it well, the thing is, with portion sizes, what I can't bear? You know when you go to a carvery? Now, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? And people come with plates like that. And it makes you feel sick, doesn't it? Why? And then they like a pig, and I just think that's disgusting, and that makes me sick. I don't like hardly. I like very small bits, and then if you want more, you can go for more. So I can't. But you know the days when your granddad always got the bigger plate, and men were always served first, weren't they? And your granddad got. I always remember being at my grandma's house, and granddad got all the potatoes and all, the beef, and then Grandma did, and then I would get my little plate. And my granddad, I always used to eat off his plate, but he was always sat down first, he was always good. And it's the man's portion, isn't it? Yeah. Men get bigger portions. It can't be like that now,
No,
can
it is like that in our house. You know, it's like, you know, daddy bear, mummy bear, baby bear. But, yeah, I mean, well, if you look at it size-wise, Steve likes kind of Desperate Dan portions. You know, like big things of mash with big sausages sticking out, maybe a pie with horns. You know,
He is Desperate Dan,
He does
though,
look
Steve,
a bit like
isn't he? Yeah.
Desperate Dan. He does kind of, you know. Oh, I'm full of noises
You
today.
are full of noises. It's like sitting next to a farmyard animal. There's noises
Thank
from
you very much.
everywhere.
It's been noted.
No, to be honest, I like a big portion.
Yes,
And, no, I tend to overcook, and my mother did, funnily
you mean
enough,
burn?
because no, not overcook, as in burn. I mean portion size, because I can't bear the fact of there not being enough. So I'd rather have too much than too little. Whereas Ray is the complete opposite. You know, when he's cooking, and he's a good cook, but he'll come to me and go, "Is that enough potatoes for 8?" And there's like 3 potatoes in that.
Yeah.
So he's a stingy cook.
He's a stingy cook. But funnily you should say that, because I always serve Ray and the 2 boys.
What, still?
Always first, yeah. And I think because when I grew up, that's what my mum did. She always served the men first, and it's really, really weird, but I do.
Yeah.
Not even, I think I do it subconsciously.
And I
always
bet
think,
you
I'll
get
serve
a
the men.
little tiny bit
well,
at the
I
end,
put
don't you?
everybody's out, and then whatever left, I'll have.
I know.
So, you
Why
know,
do
so
women
I'll-
do that?
So what do you eat instead? Biscuits?
No, I'll still get dinner, but I'll give them the majority of it, and I'll
And
have
she'll
the
have
last
hers
bit.
on a dolly plate.
And normally, by the time I sit down to eat it, mine's kind of lukewarm.
Yeah, there you go.
It's quite a normal mum thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Mark.
What kind of portion do you like?
Well, I prefer to have just enough food on my plate that I will eat, because I hate waste. So I hate, you know, like sometimes, you know, you visit other countries and they pile your plate huge, and you just think, I don't want to eat it because it's just too much and it's excessive and it's wasteful. But having said that, it doesn't matter anymore, because whatever I don't eat, Mark will eat. And you were saying about the carvery or the buffet earlier on, he doesn't just come back with a big piled plate, he comes back with 2 plates. So he'll have the meat on one plate and all the veg on the other plate, and then he'll eat what I've got. And also, you know, there's a thin line between just being hungry and having a great appetite and being greedy.
What's he?
And he's very aware of the fact that people might think he's greedy, and he doesn't want to look greedy. And in fact, on Saturday night, we were at my friend's and she did all this barbecue meat, loads of it, like steaks and burgers and chops and all sorts of stuff. And there was quite a lot left. There was blokes there, you know, all eating, and there was a little bit left. There was like a sausage and a bit of steak and a bit of lamb left over. And I could see Mark got his eye on it like that. and I'm looking at him and I'm going, do you want to eat that? And he was like, no, it's all right. And I know he's only saying that because he doesn't want people to think he's greedy. So then my friend, she said to him, no, listen, if you want to eat that,